So today, Echo should drop, I believe, if it's not out already, because it's supposed to come out on the 9th. And that's how we have social media reactions. I think these were the only things that could go out early. These dropped yesterday. Actual reviews at some point today will drop, and I expect all of them to be glowing. I bet that this show gets like a 90 to 100% Rotten Tomato from critics. That's what I'm thinking. I think it's going to be 90 to 100% fresh because you have the main character who is deaf and uses sign language constantly. You have to remember things like that surpass story. So something like that is going to be something that they will give the series an A+ for, even if the story sucks. The trailers are all action-packed. You don't really see a lot of what's going on except she wants to be a mob boss. This show, from what I've heard from people on the inside and from other people that have talked to people, is that this show is a mess. And the reason that all 5 episodes are dropping at once is because they just want to get it out and get it over with so people don't talk about it in 2 or 3 weeks. It just goes away real quick. And it had to be reshot a bunch of times because the first version was complete dog shit. So I'm not expecting much. This is modern Marvel. All the Disney Plus shows have been shit, and this has the potential to be the shittiest of the shit. So here is some of the reactions. So Marvel's Echo starts off slow. Most of the first episode is essentially a prologue, but it quickly improves from there with breathless fight scenes and a stunningly unique voice. Echo is one of the best Disney Plus offerings in a long time. Long time. She said, what if? Like, oh, well, you're saying this is the best one. So all of them have been shit. But what's funny, though, I bet if you looked at this person's history and looked at every review that they've done, I bet that they've called all of them the best. All of them the best. Watch the first 3 episodes of Marvel's Echo. It does some unexpected things, but I'm not sold yet until I see the whole 5-episode season. Seeing Wilson Fisk and Daredevil back is just awesome. The series mostly fits the old Daredevil universe. I'm happy. It's a binge drop. Why can't I just would rather have a Daredevil and Kingpin show? Echo drops on Disney Plus tomorrow, and the first episode delivers a tragic backstory while delivering justice to the character. Cox is great, and its atmospheric episode 1 exceeds expectations. Very interesting sound design as well. Of course, that's because she's deaf. I would imagine a lot of the fights you're not going to hear anything because they're going to want you to hear it from her perspective, which is fine, but I still think it's kind of an ESG thing, which is why this show is even there. I think this show is here because it's ESG. You have a disabled character who's also POC. I think that's the only reason this show exists. Because who knows who Echo is? Echo was always some D-list character that nobody cared about. And I still think it's annoying that we have this show before we even have a Daredevil show, before we even have a Fantastic Four movie, anything. These characters that nobody's ever cared about or even known. Honestly, I don't even think I've ever thought about Echo in years. I really enjoyed what I've seen of Echo so far. It's an intimate and grounded story that kind of feels like it's Sons of Anarchy with an MCU twist. The action is top-notch, and it feels like a continuation of the Marvel's Netflix show while also picking up where Hawkeye left off. Well, it's not going to be. So all these people are praising it. And that's the only way you get to do an early social media reaction. I just find it funny that every time a show comes out, it's the best of the best. It's amazing. Also, big news that just dropped, since we're talking about Netflix stuff, apparently Iron Fist is returning and coming to the MCU, but it won't be Danny Rand. No, it'll be some character named Pi. Is this some new female Iron Fist? First off, the Netflix Iron Fist show sucks. It's the worst of all the Netflix shit. And I thought most of the Netflix stuff was pretty good. I loved the Daredevil stuff. I loved the first season of Jessica Jones. Second season, not so much. First season, though, I thought was really good. The Luke Cage show was all right. Better than anything we've gotten from Disney+. Defenders didn't care for. Iron Fist didn't care for. But, that's it. 2 bad shows out of that whole slate, and even still, those 2 bad shows are better than any of the Disney Plus shit. But they're not bringing this guy back. It sounds like they're going to set up a new Iron Fist in this Eyes of Wakanda. Now, I'm trying to figure out if this show is canon or not, or part of the main MCU, because, I don't know if this is it. So, I don't know what number. We'll just call it MCU 616. I don't know if this show is proper MCU. I don't know if this takes place in a different universe or what. But the rumor is that they're going to bring in this character or something like her. This is some rewrote history. Marvel went in and changed the history of Iron Fist to make the first one some woman 10,000 years ago or some shit in the history. I don't know. They're always changing it for no reason now in the modern days. Like, oh, let's go ahead and change what the legends did. Replace it with some dog shit from these idiots that we have in there now. So it sounds like they're going to have Iron Fist show up in Eyes of Wakanda. And it's going to be some girl named Pi who's going to take on the mantle of the Iron Fist. And they're going to completely erase Danny Rand, which honestly is kind of some bullshit. So if you're an Iron Fist fan, look forward to not seeing anything you know or like so they can shoehorn some woman into it, because that's what the MCU is. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and my locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.